Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. You know that sinking feeling, right? You're catching up with a friend, someone you've shared secrets and laughter with. Maybe it's a coffee date or a movie night in, but something feels off. Their smile seems strained, a little too wide. A compliment they offer feels more like a side-eye disguised as praise. It's a tiny flicker of doubt in the back of your mind, a nagging suspicion that things aren't quite what they seem. And that, my friends, could be the first sign of trouble brewing, the insidious creep of envy and deceit. These negative emotions can slowly work their way into a friendship, poisoning the well faster than we realize. Think about those ride-or-die friendships we hold dear, the ones where inside jokes fly, and you've got a shared history of triumphs and tribulations. Now imagine those friendships as a magnificent ship sailing the vast ocean of life. You've weathered storms together, navigated choppy waters, and emerged stronger. But beneath the surface lurks a hidden danger, a massive iceberg slowly scraping away at the hull. The ship that felt invincible suddenly starts creaking and groaning, taking on water. That's the hidden power of envy and deceit. It can sink even the strongest bonds of friendship. But hey, don't despair. We're here to dive deep into this, because there are some serious life lessons waiting to be discovered. We'll learn how to build a kind of emotional fortress against these negative forces, making us more resilient in the face of any kind of challenge. It usually starts subtly, with whispers of doubt or petty rivalries that seem insignificant at first. Like a slow leak, if left unchecked, they can erode the very foundation of our friendships. Our once unshakable support system weakens, trust crumbles, and the threat of betrayal hangs heavy in the air. The aftermath can be devastating, broken friendships and shattered loyalties that leave us feeling lost and alone. But what if we could identify the problem before it gets that bad? By understanding the principles of Stoicism and applying them to our modern lives, we can develop a kind of mental shield against envy and deceit. We'll learn how to discern true friends from those who might be harboring secret competition. Imagine being able to focus your energy on the friendships that truly uplift you, the ones where you can be your complete, goofy, authentic self. Let's be honest, we've all probably had that friend whose support felt a little off, laced with a hint of bitterness. We're going to dissect these situations together, figure out how to spot the red flags before they torpedo the friendship. We'll celebrate the genuine connections that make us better people and ditch the ones that drag us down. This is a deep dive into the complex world of human emotions, where we'll explore the destructive forces of envy and deceit and their impact on our relationships. It's a journey to identify those who might not have our best interests at heart and ultimately to prioritize the friendships that truly matter. Are you ready to embark on this adventure with us? Living a lie: how envy and falsehood can poison your life. Let's start by discovering envy. Envy can be a sneaky thief, robbing us of joy without ever announcing its presence. It simmers silently, a shadowy figure lurking in the background. We might catch glimpses of it in the form of a covetous glance at someone else's achievements, a hidden resentment towards another's happiness, or a silent yearning for the recognition others receive. It whispers the question, "Why not me?" even in the midst of celebrating someone else's success. But envy rarely works alone. It often travels with its partner in crime, deceit. Envy lays the groundwork, and deceit builds a web of lies and half-truths to hide the envy within. Together, these toxic twins can wreak havoc on relationships, eating away at trust and affection like termites silently consuming a building's foundation. They can turn close friends into suspicious adversaries, sowing seeds of doubt where there once was loyalty. So how do we fight these formidable foes? The first step is awareness. We need to learn to spot the subtle signs of envy and deceit in the people around us. It might be a backhanded compliment that seems to tear down rather than build up, lukewarm support that lacks genuine enthusiasm, or a sudden withdrawal when we experience success. These behaviors, often overlooked, are the telltale signs of envy at work. To protect ourselves, we need to become detectives, reading between the lines and recognizing the difference between sincere concern and veiled jealousy. This requires keen observation of human behavior and an understanding of the complexities of emotions. It's about listening not just to the words, but also to the silences, and observing not just the actions, but the motivations behind them. To build healthy relationships, we need to create an environment where envy and deceit can't thrive. This means fostering open communication, expressing genuine happiness for others' successes, and showing empathy for their struggles. By doing this, we build a foundation of trust and respect where friendships can flourish, free from the shadows of envy and deceit. The battle against these foes often takes place within seemingly ordinary moments, where the truth might remain unspoken. We need to be alert to the subtle dynamics at play. Recognizing these signs isn't about being paranoid. It's an essential step towards building honest and stable relationships. Imagine achieving a personal victory, landing your dream job, or overcoming a huge obstacle. You naturally expect joy from your friends, but instead, you're met with an eerie silence. The support you expected vanishes when you need it most. You're left feeling alone in your accomplishment. Unfortunately, these aren't true friends. True friends are there to celebrate your victories with a radiant smile, but also offer a shoulder to cry on when things get tough. Those who hide envy or insecurity can't handle your joy or your struggles, revealing a lack of emotional investment in the friendship. They were never truly on your team to begin with. Don't waste your energy on these fair-weather friends. The harsh truth is that their absence speaks volumes, and while it may be painful to accept, it grants you a valuable gift, the knowledge of where true loyalty lies. Focus on your real support system, the people who elevate you when you're soaring high and offer a steady hand when you stumble. We all crave connection, but those who dim your light or disappear when shadows fall are not the kind of people you need in your life. Let their behavior guide you towards genuine connections that will stand the test of time. People driven by envy or dishonesty might try to downplay your achievements with disguised jokes or simply ignore your victories. They might try to steal your spotlight by focusing on insignificant details or diverting attention to themselves. Similarly, during tough times, the lack of support or words of encouragement can be a clear sign that a friendship might not be as genuine as you thought. Recognizing these patterns takes careful observation and sometimes the willingness to confront uncomfortable truths. But ultimately, it's crucial for surrounding yourself with people who truly support you, celebrate your successes, and stand by your side when things don't go according to plan. The lack of support in critical moments is a loud and clear signal. Find your inner Stoic, taming envy and falsehood for inner strength. Envy can really throw a wrench into even the best friendships or connections. You know, you're excited to share some good news with a friend, hoping for their support and celebration, only to get hit with a backhanded comment or a dismissive reaction. It's like a punch to the gut, leaving you feeling empty and questioning the sincerity of the relationship. But here's where Stoicism swoops in like an unexpected hero with its antidote: discernment. Stoicism isn't about hiding away from people, locking yourself in a room to avoid all possible envy-inducing situations. Nah, it's more about diving deep into understanding what makes us all tick. It's about getting real about the fact that envy and dishonesty are lurking around every corner. But instead of letting that knowledge drag you down, Stoicism gives you the superpower to spot these toxic vibes in action. Think about that coworker who's always spinning things to make themselves look better. With Stoicism in your back pocket, you're not blindsided by their smooth talk. You can see through the charade and decide how to handle it, whether it's confronting them head-on with calm reason or adjusting your own approach to protect yourself from being played. And it's not just about dodging social landmines. Recognizing envy in others is like holding up a mirror to yourself. It forces you to take a good, hard look and ask, am I being authentic? Am I fostering genuine connections? This self-reflection is gold because it pushes you to prioritize authenticity and positivity in your interactions, attracting folks who vibe with that same energy. But here's the kicker. Stoicism isn't just about dealing with other people's drama. It's a game changer for your own mental health too. By unplugging from the envy-fueled roller coaster, you create this zen space in your mind. Suddenly, you're not getting yanked around by other people's agendas. You're free to focus on what truly matters, building kick-ass relationships and chasing your dreams with laser-like focus. In a world where negativity seems to be the norm, Stoicism shines like a beacon of hope. It's your ticket to a life filled with genuine connections and zero drama. So, next time you feel that envy monster rearing its ugly head, don't run for the hills. Take it as a chance to flex your stoic muscles and surround yourself with folks who lift you up, not bring you down. After all, strong connections are built on a foundation of realness, respect, and a healthy dose of stoic wisdom. Actions speak louder than words, spotting false friends. We've all been seduced by the siren song of flattery. A colleague, during a seemingly casual coffee break, gushes about your latest project. Your ideas are groundbreaking, they declare, your execution flawless. You bask in the warmth of their admiration, a surge of self-satisfaction washing over you. But before complacency sets in, a crucial distinction emerges. True value lies not in the fleeting music of compliments, but in the tangible harmony of actions. The colleague's praise, though delightful in the moment, may lack substance. Are they readily available when the brilliant project encounters roadblocks? Do they offer constructive criticism, a roadmap to refine your ideas? Likely not. Their compliments resemble beautiful flowers, a visual feast for the senses, yet ultimately withering, leaving no lasting impact on your growth. As Epictetus, a pillar of Stoic philosophy, reminds us, it's not what happens to you that matters, but how you react to it. Empty praise does little to prepare you for the inevitable setbacks that come with any endeavor. The silent critic, on the other hand, might not be the most gregarious companion. Their absence of effusive praise may initially feel like a void, but this quietude can be a powerful source of insight. Observe their actions. Perhaps they're diligently putting in the hard work while you're momentarily distracted by the glow of praise. Maybe they're silently holding you to a higher standard, a gentle push to strive for continuous improvement, even if it means withholding immediate applause. The Stoics believed in the concept of amor fati, a love of fate. This doesn't mean blind acceptance of negativity, but rather acknowledging that challenges are inevitable and using them as opportunities for growth. The silent critic, through their actions, might be offering you just that, a chance to confront your shortcomings and emerge stronger. Imagine two paths leading to success. One is lined with constant affirmations, a chorus of "you're amazing," echoing with every step. The other is a steeper ascent, marked by occasional critiques and stretches of quiet observation. Which path truly prepares you for the inevitable challenges? The one that fosters self-awareness and a relentless pursuit of improvement, or the one that lulls you into a false sense of security with empty praise? The Stoics emphasize the importance of virtue ethics, where true worth comes from developing a strong moral character. Constant affirmations do little to cultivate this inner strength. Genuine connection thrives on authenticity, a foundation built on honesty and mutual respect. True friends, the ones who deserve a permanent place in your circle, offer a balanced perspective. They celebrate your victories with genuine enthusiasm, but they're also the first to extend a helping hand when you stumble. Their feedback, even if it stings slightly, is delivered with honesty because they believe in your potential for growth. As Marcus Aurelius, another Stoic emperor, wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." True friends, by offering honest feedback, are essentially helping you become a better version of yourself. The next time a wave of compliments washes over you, appreciate the gesture, but don't mistake it for unwavering support. Seek the actions that resonate louder than words, the consistency of their presence, the unwavering willingness to be there through triumphs and tribulations, the silent nudge that propels you beyond your comfort zone. This is where you'll find the fertile ground for real connection and the unwavering support that fuels lasting success. After all, wouldn't you rather have a friend who helps you build a sturdy foundation based on Stoic principles than one who simply throws confetti on your precarious tower of praise? Dimming your light, how compliments can disguise envy. You know those people who always seem to find a way to rain on your parade? They're the ones who can't resist downplaying your achievements, as if your success somehow threatens their own sense of self-worth. Picture this. You've finally clinched that promotion you've been grinding for, the one that meant burning the midnight oil, taking on extra responsibilities, and carrying a constant knot of anxiety in your gut. But instead of a hearty congratulations, you're met with a casual, "Oh, that position pretty much fell into your lap, right?" It's like they're trying to deflate your accomplishment with a single breath. Or maybe you knock that nerve-wracking presentation out of the park, the one that had your palms sweating and your voice teetering on the edge of a nervous breakdown. But instead of a pat on the back, you get a dismissive, "Anyone could have done that with those slides." It's infuriating, isn't it? These people aren't just harmless sideline commentators with a penchant for unhelpful commentary. Oh no, they're like stealthy ninjas, sneaking into your psyche and planting seeds of doubt and insecurity. They're downright dangerous to your confidence and success. That's why we need to have a serious chat about how to spot envy and falsehood masquerading as friendly banter. Let's break it down. Genuine friends and supporters? They're the ones who jump for joy when you achieve something great, the ones who lend a sympathetic ear when things go south, and the ones who remind you to believe in yourself when you're teetering on the edge of self-doubt. They're your cheerleaders, not your critics. But those who downplay your achievements, well, they're often grappling with their own internal struggles. Maybe they haven't reached the same level of success, or maybe they secretly envy the recognition you're getting. Whatever the reason, their negativity is like a virus, infecting your confidence and making you second-guess yourself. It's insidious, and if you're not careful, it can chip away at the foundation you've worked so hard to build. So, how do you deal with these energy vampires? Step 1. Recognize the signs. Do they consistently diminish your achievements, throwing shade your way every chance they get? Do their compliments always come with a side of snark, like a beautiful bouquet with a single, thorny rose hidden in the mix? And do they constantly compare themselves to you, framing everything as a competition they're somehow losing? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you've got yourself an energy vampire. But fear not, because Stoicism is here to save the day. The Stoics believed in focusing on what you can control, your thoughts, your actions, and your reactions. So when someone tries to rain on your parade, remember that you have the power to choose how you respond. Instead of letting their negativity drag you down, use it as motivation to prove them wrong. Let their comments be a reminder of how far you've come and how much you've achieved despite the odds stacked against you. And here's the kicker. You don't need their validation. Your achievements speak for themselves. The late nights, the early mornings, the countless rejections, they all pave the way for your success. So keep celebrating your wins, big and small. Surround yourself with people who lift you up and cheer you on. And let the naysayers fade into the background noise where they belong. After all, you've got places to go, goals to crush, and dreams to chase. Don't let anyone dim your light. Fairweather friends. When support comes with conditions. Another kind of friend you gotta watch out for, the fairweather friend. You know the type, right? They're there for the pool parties and barbecues, the happy hours and good times. But the moment things get tough, when you need a shoulder to cry on or a hand to hold through a storm, they vanish faster than a ghost at sunrise. These people are dangerous to your well-being, and here's why. We're going to delve into Stoicism, that philosophy all about emotional resilience, to help you spot these fairweather phonies and navigate these tricky situations. Think about it. True friends are the anchors in your life. They're the ones who celebrate your victories with genuine enthusiasm, the ones who offer a listening ear during setbacks, and the ones who stand by you through thick and thin. They don't disappear when the going gets tough. Fairweather friends, on the other hand, are like those inflatable pool toys. All fun and games when the sun is shining, but deflate and become useless the moment the pressure's on. Their support comes with conditions, a silent asterisk attached to their every interaction. It's a recipe for emotional whiplash, leaving you feeling confused and questioning the very foundation of your friendships. Now, the Stoics believe that a large part of happiness comes from focusing on what you can control, your own thoughts, actions, and reactions. You can't control other people, including their fickle loyalty, but you can learn to recognize the signs of a fairweather friend. Does someone only seem interested in you when things are going well for you? Do they become mysteriously busy when you're facing a challenge? Do their conversations revolve around themselves and their problems, with little to no room for yours? These are all red flags. Once you identify these emotional weather vanes, it's time to adjust your sails. Stoicism teaches you the power of discernment. Don't waste your precious energy on people who only show up for the sunshine. Surround yourself with those who appreciate you for who you are, not just what you can offer them. Invest in friendships built on mutual respect, empathy, and genuine care. These are the people who will be there to celebrate your victories and hold your hand through the storms. Here's the truth. You deserve unwavering support. You deserve friends who believe in you, even when you're struggling to believe in yourself. Don't settle for fairweather companions who offer conditional support. Think of yourself as a mighty oak tree, strong, resilient, and able to weather any storm. Fairweather friends are like flimsy beach umbrellas, offering temporary shelter, but ultimately useless against the real downpours of life. Remember, surrounding yourself with the right people is crucial for your emotional well-being. By recognizing fairweather friends and focusing on building genuine connections, you can cultivate a support system that will empower you to navigate life's inevitable challenges with strength and grace. So go forth and find your tribe, the people who will be your anchor in the storm, not just your beach buddies when the sun is out. The wolf in sheep's clothing, unmasking the gossip monger. In a world where conversations spark genuine connection, where laughter rings true, and where trust is the foundation of every interaction, chronic gossipers stand as disruptive forces. They're akin to malfunctioning smoke detectors, blaring negativity under the guise of concern, leaving a lingering discomfort in your gut. Their tidbits, often embellished with speculation and half-truths, serve as missiles aimed at reputations, leaving behind trails of suspicion and hurt feelings. This constant barrage of negativity fosters a toxic environment, nurturing distrust and paranoia and turning every conversation into a precarious walk through a minefield. The ancient Stoics, champions of emotional resilience, offer invaluable insights to navigate such treacherous waters. They stress the importance of discernment and the ability to choose what information you absorb and how you react to it. While you can't control someone's impulse to gossip, you can learn to spot the signs. Is someone consistently steering conversations toward dissecting other people's lives? Do you feel like an unwilling member of a clandestine society, privy to information that leaves you uneasy? These are the hallmarks of chronic gossipers. But you're not powerless in the face of their negativity. Stoicism teaches the power of setting boundaries. You needn't serve as a silent receptacle for their toxic chatter. If someone begins to gossip, politely excuse yourself or gently redirect the conversation. A simple, "That's an interesting perspective, but let's talk about something else," can work wonders. Remember, silence is a potent weapon. You're under no obligation to engage with their negativity. In truth, you deserve a life enriched by positive connections. Surround yourself with individuals who uplift and inspire you, those who rejoice in your victories and offer solace during trying times. Envision yourself as a lighthouse amidst the tempest of gossip, a beacon of stability in a sea of uncertainty. Chronic gossipers, by contrast, resemble flickering candles, casting fleeting shadows of doubt and negativity. Your mental well-being is of utmost importance. By honing your ability to identify chronic gossipers and establishing firm boundaries, you create a space where trust and positivity can thrive. Seek out genuine connections, those that nourish and uplift you. Let compassion be your guiding light, and leave the rumor mill to those who seek solace in negativity. There's an abundance of positive connections awaiting exploration. Venture forth and cultivate your own tribe. The divisive friend. When nahe becomes fern, closeness becomes distance. Let's delve into a topic that might hit close to home: the emotional black hole known as the isolationist. These individuals thrive on severing your connections with your support system, leaving you feeling isolated and vulnerable. Initially, they may come across as charming, but their intentions are anything but innocent. Here's why isolationists are hazardous and how Stoicism, a philosophy grounded in emotional resilience, can serve as your shield against them. Your life is a vibrant tapestry, interwoven with the threads of strong relationships with friends, family, and loved ones. Each connection contributes richness and strength to the overall picture. The isolationist doesn't enter your life wielding scissors. Rather, they subtly wield a sewing needle. They begin by making seemingly harmless comments about your colleagues, subtly questioning your plans with your best friend, or playing the victim, positioning themselves as the only one who truly understands you. It's a gradual and insidious process, but the damage is tangible. Before you know it, you find yourself doubting the very people who have your back, with the threads of your tapestry fraying and doubt creeping in. The Stoics, renowned for their insights into emotional intelligence, recognized the profound impact of social connections. Strong relationships were fundamental to a fulfilling life, offering strength, perspective, and unwavering support. Isolationists, however, operate from a place of deep insecurity or a distorted desire for control. By severing your ties with others, they aim to make you more reliant on them, easier to manipulate. They position themselves as the sole source of validation, slowly eroding your self-confidence and casting doubt on your judgment. But fear not, for Stoicism equips you with the tools to identify these emotional black holes. The first step is mindfulness. Pay attention to the patterns. Does someone consistently belittle your connections, making disparaging remarks about your loved ones, or subtly discouraging you from socializing? Do you find yourself canceling plans with friends due to their unexplained negativity? These are all red flags to heed. Once you recognize an isolationist, it's time to fortify your defenses. Stoicism teaches the importance of setting boundaries. Don't hesitate to confront them calmly yet firmly about their behavior. Assert that you value your other relationships and won't tolerate attempts to control them. Remember, a healthy relationship fosters growth and connection, not possessiveness and manipulation. The truth is, you deserve a robust support system, a chorus of voices cheering you on, and a safety net to catch you when you fall. Picture yourself as a majestic redwood, sturdy, independent, yet deeply rooted in the fertile soil of supportive relationships. Isolationists, in contrast, resemble parasitic vines, attempting to drain your strength and inhibit your growth. Safeguarding your mental well-being is paramount. By learning to identify isolationists and establishing firm boundaries, you ensure the resilience of your tapestry. Cultivate genuine connections, those that uplift and empower you. Let your intuition be your compass and refuse to be manipulated into solitude. The world abounds with positive connections waiting to be discovered. Go forth and weave your own magnificent tapestry of support. There's an entire forest of thriving connections awaiting exploration. Create your own flourishing ecosystem of support. All talk, no action. Spotting the empty promise. Have you ever met someone, Laura, who agrees with everything you say? Not just a polite aha here and there, but a full-blown enthusiastic yes man act? The kind of person who leans in with rapt attention, asks clarifying questions, and makes you feel like you've just delivered the Gettysburg Address in your living room? They seem to hang on to your every word, their eyes gleaming with an almost evangelical fervor for your ideas. You leave the conversation feeling like you've just conquered a mountain together, a glorious testament to the power of collaboration. But then, Laura, days turn into weeks, and that same person, let's call her Stan, seems to have vanished into a black hole of forgetfulness. Your revolutionary business plan, your groundbreaking creative concept, all seemingly relegated to the dusty corners of Stan's mind. No follow-up emails, no excited texts about next steps, just radio silence. It's like that exhilarating conversation never happened, and you're left wondering if you hallucinated the whole thing. Here's the thing, Laura, this isn't just forgetfulness or bad memory. This, my friend, can be a recipe for disaster. Sometimes, that blind agreement from Stan isn't a sign of unwavering support, it's a mask. A mask for something far more insidious, envy. Stan might be nodding along, not because she's genuinely invested in your success, but because the very thought of you succeeding twists her insides into knots. Maybe she harbors a similar dream, a project tucked away in the back of her mind that your brilliance threatens to overshadow. Or maybe she simply thrives on negativity, and your enthusiasm is a beacon of light she can't stand to see shine. By feigning agreement, Stan lulls you into a false sense of security. She becomes a yes man, a yes machine, spewing out empty affirmations that leave you feeling like you've got the wind beneath your wings. But that wind, Laura, is just hot air. Without genuine feedback, without the push and pull of honest conversation, your ideas stagnate. You're left flying blind, potentially missing crucial flaws or blind spots that a real collaborator would have helped you identify. The Stoics, those champions of reason and emotional control, had a saying for this kind of behavior: appearances deceive. They understood that people can be incredibly skilled actors, putting on a convincing show of support while their hearts harbor hidden agendas. That's why it's crucial to develop a discerning eye, Laura. Look beyond the surface, beyond the enthusiastic nods and yeses. Is there any real engagement from Stan? Does she ask insightful questions that demonstrate genuine interest in your ideas? Does she offer alternative perspectives or suggestions that move the conversation forward? If the answer is no, then it's time to hit the brakes on this supportive relationship. Remember, Laura, true collaboration is a dance. It's a back and forth of honest exchange, constructive criticism, and a shared fire in the belly to see the project through. Don't let the yes men of the world fool you. They might be comfortable company, but they're ultimately anchors dragging you down. Seek out the people who challenge you, who push you to be better, who celebrate your victories as fiercely as you celebrate theirs. That's the kind of company that elevates you, Laura. The kind that propels you forward on your path to success, not the kind that silently suffocates your dreams with hollow agreement. Beyond keeping up with the Joneses, celebrating your own path. The pit in your stomach grows as the conversation takes a familiar detour. You're sharing a milestone, a promotion, a dream vacation, a creative breakthrough, and suddenly, the air hangs heavy with comparisons. A colleague's name surfaces, a supposed shoe-in for your advancement. Or worse, a friend launches into an embellished tale of their own, allegedly superior experience. It's enough to make you slam the brakes on the celebratory train and scream, "Wait a minute, wasn't this supposed to be my moment?" This comparison trap isn't just a social faux pas. It's a subtle manipulation tactic. When someone constantly compares you or themselves to others, they're essentially hijacking the narrative. The spotlight shifts away from your accomplishment, replaced by a gnawing seed of doubt. Did you truly deserve this win? Are you good enough? These loaded questions exploit insecurities, leaving you feeling overshadowed and diminished. But there's an antidote to this emotional bait and switch: Stoicism. This philosophy, far from promoting emotional numbness, empowers you to reclaim your story. Stoicism hinges on a crucial distinction: the difference between your sphere of control and the vast, uncontrollable world outside. External achievements, other people's reactions, the very fabric of social comparison. These elements lie beyond your reach. However, your internal landscape, your thoughts, emotions, and actions, is entirely within your domain. So, the next time someone tries to drag you into the comparison vortex, remember this: their comments are a reflection of their own internal battles, not a verdict on your worth. A true friend wouldn't seek to dim your light in order to make theirs shine brighter. They'd celebrate your journey, even if it diverges from their own. Empathy and shared joy are the cornerstones of genuine friendship, not competition and veiled envy. Here's the ultimate power move: use Stoicism to turn the tables. Instead of getting swept away by negativity, acknowledge their comment and then, with a gentle hand, steer the conversation back to your experience. "That's an interesting perspective," you could say, "but I'd love to delve deeper into the challenges I overcame to reach this point." This act of refocusing reclaims your narrative and demonstrates the true power of self-belief. Remember, your achievements, big or small, deserve recognition. Don't let anyone dim your light. Surround yourself with a supportive circle, friends who uplift you, inspire you, and celebrate the unique tapestry of your journey. After all, the only comparison that truly matters is the one you make with your own past self. Are you growing? Are you learning? Are you becoming the best version of yourself? That's the story worth telling, a victory to savor on your own terms. So, raise a glass to your accomplishments, big or small, and celebrate your journey. You've earned it. Breaking the cycle: don't let others manipulate you. The cracks start to show subtly at first. A missed deadline, a fumbled project, and suddenly a blame ballet unfolds. Fingers point, justifications erupt like popcorn kernels, and the responsibility for the unfortunate situation waltzes away, landing squarely on someone else's shoulders. This blame game, while tempting in the moment, is a toxic tango that erodes trust and hinders personal growth. But fear not, for Stoicism, the ancient philosophy known for its emphasis on reason and virtue, offers a powerful counterpoint. Stoicism hinges on a fundamental truth: the dichotomy of control. The world throws a chaotic curveball, a downpour on your picnic, a traffic jam before your interview. These external events, along with the actions of others, lie beyond our grasp. However, our internal landscape, our thoughts, reactions, and the lens through which we interpret the world is entirely within our domain. When someone deflects blame, they're essentially declaring, "This situation is out of my control and certainly not my fault." This knee-jerk reaction might feel like a shield in the moment, but it ultimately weakens their ability to learn and evolve. It's akin to playing a complex chess game while blindfolded, a recipe for checkmate. A friend who truly embodies Stoic principles approaches problems with a different mindset. They embrace ownership of their actions, even the ones that lead to undesirable consequences. Their response might be a humble, "Listen, I take responsibility for my role in this. What can I do to rectify the situation?" This kind of accountability fosters trust and strengthens the bond. It demonstrates a willingness to learn and grow from experience, a cornerstone of any healthy relationship. But beware the friend who constantly casts a shadow of blame in your direction. Their apologies might be laced with barbs like, "Well, if you hadn't done X, then Y wouldn't have happened." This type of backhanded apology is a major red flag. It's a way for them to shirk responsibility while simultaneously making you feel like the culprit. Remember, a genuine apology focuses on taking ownership and making amends, not on flinging blame like a hot potato. The next time someone tries to dump their problems in your lap, use Stoicism as your compass. Ask yourself, is this person actively taking responsibility for their actions, or are they simply searching for a scapegoat? A true friend will face their mistakes head-on, learn from them, and strive to do better next time. They understand that growth comes from owning your actions, not deflecting blame. By recognizing this difference, you can cultivate stronger, more meaningful relationships and sidestep the blame game altogether. Ultimately, Stoicism isn't about pointing fingers. It's about taking ownership of your own journey. By surrounding yourself with friends who do the same, you create a support system that fosters growth, accountability, and a deeper sense of connection. The next time someone tries to pass the buck, use it as an opportunity to identify your true allies, the ones who walk beside you through sunshine and storm clouds, ready to face challenges together. After all, navigating life's curveballs is a whole lot easier when you have a team that's willing to share the responsibility, not shirk it. This journey of life is a team sport, and true friends are the teammates who stand beside you, ready to face the blame or the glory together. The forked tongue compliment, when praise feels insincere. A life of virtue, as Seneca the Stoic philosopher reminds us, requires a constant struggle against the passions. One such passion, envy, can slither into our lives disguised as something far more pleasant, the envious compliment. It arrives bearing the sweet scent of praise, but beneath its surface lurks a bitter undercurrent of resentment, seeking to diminish your well-deserved joy. These envious compliments are masters of masquerade. They might appear as effusive praise. "Wow, you actually got that project completed? That's incredible." Laced with a hint of surprise that implies the accomplishment was unexpected, perhaps even a fluke. Or they might don the cloak of self-deprecation. "That dress looks stunning on you. I could never pull something so bold off myself." Here, the supposed admiration is overshadowed by a not-so-subtle comparison, highlighting a perceived lack in the complimenter. Let's see this example. The sands of Olympia, Greece, shimmered under the relentless Mediterranean sun in the year 480 BC. Diagoras, a renowned athlete and multiple Olympic champion, emerged from the wrestling arena, sweat dripping from his sculpted body. Cheers and accolades washed over him, a symphony of admiration for his dominance in the games. Yet, amidst the throng, a single voice stood out, laced with a peculiar edge. Truly magnificent, Diagoras, drawled a man named Polydamas, a fellow athlete who had consistently fallen short of Diagoras' achievements. "They say your victories are the work of the gods themselves. Perhaps you've even earned their favor through a secret pact." A ripple of unease spread through the crowd. Polydamas' words, though seemingly complimentary, hinted at something more sinister, that Diagoras' success wasn't due to talent and hard work, but to an unholy alliance. This was a dangerous accusation in a society deeply rooted in piety. Diagoras, however, remained unfazed. Steeped in the Stoic philosophy, he understood the power of emotional control. He fixed Polydamas with a calm gaze, his voice devoid of anger. "Friend," he replied, "the gods favor those who strive relentlessly, who hone their skills with discipline and dedication. Perhaps if you focused on your own training rather than the successes of others, the divine might smile upon you as well." Polydamas sputtered, his veiled insult exposed. The crowd, initially unsettled, erupted in renewed cheers for Diagoras. His response, both humble and confident, had diffused the tension and reaffirmed his own merit. He had not fallen prey to the emotional trap Polydamas had set for him. Later, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Diagoras sat alone, reflecting on the day's events. He knew envy could be a potent weapon, a serpent disguised as praise. The Stoic teachings had equipped him to recognize and deflect such attacks. He focused on what he could control, his own training, his own reactions, and refused to let the negativity of others cloud his self-belief. Diagoras' encounter with Polydamas is a timeless example of Stoic wisdom in action. It demonstrates the importance of emotional control and clear thinking in navigating the complexities of human interaction. By recognizing the envious intent behind Polydamas' words and responding with grace and self-assuredness, Diagoras not only protected his reputation but also reaffirmed his position as a champion, both physically and mentally. His story serves as a reminder that true strength lies not just in physical prowess, but in the mastery of one's own emotions. The danger of these envious barbs lies in their ambiguity. They create a fog of confusion, leaving you to question the sincerity of the praise. Was it a genuine recognition of your achievement or a sly attempt to belittle it? The Stoics, champions of clear thinking, would advise against getting lost in this mental labyrinth. Remember their core tenet: focus on what you can control, your own thoughts and reactions. The key to deflecting these envious compliments lies not in confrontation, but in emotional jujitsu. A simple, yet powerful, "thank you" acts as a shield, deflecting their negativity. Acknowledge their words, but don't expend precious energy dissecting their hidden meaning. Their envy is a burden they must carry, not one you need to shoulder. Don't allow their negativity to tarnish your well-earned satisfaction. Think of it like this: genuine compliments are like sunbeams, illuminating your achievements and fostering genuine warmth. Envious compliments, on the other hand, are like flickering shadows. They cast doubt and try to dim your light. By recognizing the difference, you become a master of emotional self-defense. You project an aura of unwavering self-worth, a testament to the fact that you're not easily swayed by the insecurities of others. You are a beacon of self-assuredness, and their envious barbs simply bounce harmlessly off your inner Stoic shield. The next time someone throws your way a compliment that feels a little too pointed, remember the Stoic wisdom. A constant struggle is required to maintain emotional control. Don't get drawn into their emotional gamesmanship. Offer a polite "thank you," and then refocus on the things that truly matter, your own happiness and your own journey. As Epictetus reminds us, happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one thing: some things are within our control, and some things are not. Let envious compliments be a mere footnote in your journey, and keep radiating your inner light. Building trust the right way. True vulnerability versus manipulation. Forget the roaring bonfire. A true friend is the quiet ember that warms you from the inside out. Genuine connection thrives on a slow, steady burn, a willingness to share your authentic self over time. But some people mistake emotional exposure for intimacy, like flinging open the furnace door on a chilly night. The overwhelming blast of heat might leave you singed, not soothed. That's the danger of those who wield vulnerability like a battering ram. They barrel into your emotional space, overwhelming you with a sob story so outlandish it could win an Oscar. Their goal isn't connection, but conquest, manipulating your empathy to turn you into their emotional hostage. The Stoics would see right through this ploy. Epictetus, a champion of reason over emotion, warned against mistaking emotional manipulation for genuine connection. He reminds us, it's not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. These emotional vampires thrive on drama, sucking the joy out of your victories with veiled barbs disguised as concern. They create a vortex of negativity, demanding your time and energy while leaving you feeling drained and diminished. The real danger lies in the illusion of intimacy they cultivate. By bombarding you with secrets, true or fabricated, they establish themselves as the sole keeper of your deepest truths. It's a power play, a twisted game where they become a ticking time bomb of gossip, waiting to detonate your vulnerabilities at their whim. A true friend, on the other hand, practices the art of discretion. Seneca, a pillar of Stoicism, urged us to keep silence for the most part, and speak only when you must, and then speak the truth. Real friends understand the weight of your words. They become a safe harbor for your vulnerabilities, offering a listening ear and unwavering support without turning the conversation into their own therapy session. So, how do we identify these emotional black holes masquerading as friends? Look for the inconsistencies. Does their vulnerability always paint them as the victim, a master of misfortune? Do they seem to relish your setbacks, a touch too eager to witness your falls? Does their openness feel like a performance, an act designed to elicit sympathy and control? If you see these signs, remember the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, who said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Don't be fooled by their emotional theatrics. A true friend is the lighthouse in your emotional storm, a beacon of unwavering support. They celebrate your victories without reservation and offer a steady hand during your darkest moments. They understand that friendship is a two-way street, a shared journey paved with trust, empathy, and most importantly, vulnerability that fosters connection, not manipulation. Seek out those who illuminate your path, not those who smother it with a smokescreen of manufactured vulnerability. You've identified the emotional black holes masquerading as friends. Now what? Stoicism isn't about shrinking away or becoming emotionally unavailable. It's about wielding your own power, the power of reason and self-awareness. Here's the liberating truth. You have the agency to navigate these situations. Imagine yourself scaling a treacherous mountain. The emotional storms they conjure might threaten to pull you off course. But remember, you control your footing. Epictetus reminds us, happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one thing. Some things are within our control, and some things are not. It is only after we distinguish between these two that we can begin to find peace. Don't be their emotional Sherpa, hauling their burdens uphill. Recognize their tactics for what they are and choose deliberate, measured steps forward. Boundaries are your safety ropes on this emotional climb. You don't owe anyone unfiltered access to your vulnerabilities, especially those who exploit them. Seneca, a champion of self-respect, offered this gem. True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient. True friends understand this. They respect your boundaries because they respect you. These emotional vampires, however, won't. Remember, genuine connection is a marathon, not a sprint. Friendship isn't built on a foundation of hastily revealed secrets or manufactured vulnerability. It's a slow, steady trek, fueled by shared experiences, laughter that echoes through valleys, tears that dry on supportive shoulders, and a deep respect for each other's journeys. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, said it best, Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Become the friend you deserve. Surround yourself with those who embody the same values of authenticity, empathy, and genuine vulnerability that fosters connection, not manipulation. In doing so, the emotional black holes will lose their power, and you'll find yourself basking in the radiant light of true friendship, a summit worth every challenging step.